Channel, glad to have you here. In today's video, I'd like to share with you 4 profitable Amazon KDP keywords that you can get started creating low content and medium content books on and make sales using Amazon KDP. Now let's get started with the first keyword for the day, and before we do, I'd just like to remind you that there is a 30-day all access free trial to Creative Fabrica linked in the description box below. You can go ahead and check it out. Also, there is a 30-day free trial for Canva Pro, which I use every day to edit the Creative Fabrica interiors and also make lovely covers for Amazon KDP. So take advantage of the 2 free trials for Creative Fabrica and Canva linked in the description box below, and let's get started with our first niche for the day. And our first keyword for the day is video game development for kids. Now I'm using a total of 4 free Chrome extensions to analyze the profitability data for each of the keywords that we talk about here on the channel. And if it's something that you're interested in, daily videos where I reveal profitable keywords to do with Amazon KDP, then hit the subscribe button and the bell icon. So with the keyword video game development for kids has a keyword niche score of 42 by self-publishing Titan's Chrome extension, and we also have a confirmation by Amazon Scout Pro Chrome extension, which gives this a number 7 right at the bottom left corner here, which complements beautifully with the 42 by self-publishing Titans. So the keyword niche score I'm happy with. Also, the total results are under that or around that 1000 range. The total results are 1059, and the bestseller rank is an average of 622,494. I personally prefer it to be around that 300 to 400,000 range, but I'm quite happy with this one because we're going to talk about a couple of ways that you can cut down on the average bestseller rank and get your book selling. Also, there is an average reviews of 520, and the average price is quite high, which indicates the majority of the books under this keyword are medium to high quality, and there's the average price of $17.93. So that you can go approach this keyword a couple of ways. First of all, you can create a video game development for kids book, which is like an ebook or a paperback. It would be like, to do with like introducing the niche or the industry or the topic of video game development for kids, just making a book talking about everything to do with a beginner's guide. You could also niche down based on creating a book for kids that are girls, that are boys, as in like a gender based, where the cover does differ. For example, with the ones for girls, you'd use more feminine colors or elements, and even the examples in the book about creating games, the video game development, which would be more targeted towards the girls or the boys, depends on where you want to go to. Also, you can niche down according to age, like creating a book for explains video game development for kids, creating a book for children that are between the ages of 10 to 12 is going to use a different approach and a different language and a different style compared to if you create a book for children aged between 7 to 10 years old. It would be much more minimalistic, much more clearer, much more larger text and a larger print. So do keep that in mind. There is a potential for you to niche down. Now this is a lovely theme right here. Another way that you could do, apart from creating a medium to high content ebook and a paperback, you could also create a workbook, and it could be a series to that same medium content or high content book that you've just created. It would be a workbook. It would be like a series of, let's just apply everything that we learned in the book, apply it practically using the exercises and worksheets in the workbook. So it could be a workbook related. Another thing also, it could be an activity book where children kind of like work through activities and work through crosswords to do with video game development. It could be more of like a glossary also of the most important terms that are used and terminology used in the video game industry, but you would create it for children for it to be much more easily absorbed and easily understood. So a lot of different ways to handle this video game development for kids. Don't sleep on this keyword. Now let's have a look at the second keyword for the day, and it is quite similar, and the same rules apply regarding the previous keyword. So this keyword is programming for kids 8 to 12. Now programming for kids 8 to 12 meet all the data regarding profitability. First of all, we've got the keyword niche score by self-publishing titans to be 51. This is quite high, and I'm personally happy with that. Also, we have the total results are under 1,000, which is ideal. The total results are sitting at 623. The average bestseller rank is under that 300,000 mark, which averages at 61,152. The average reviews are 1,751, and I'm quite happy with all these results right here. So for this reason, I'm going to go ahead and I'm ignoring the number 4 given by Amazon Scout Pro Chrome extension, and I'm sticking with this beautiful analytics data right over here. So that again, you can create a paperback, a ebook, and then create a workbook, an activity book. You could even create a crossword book where the terms used would be programming terms, but for children that are really beginner friendly, and also to get children to be familiar with these words as well. But the way I would approach it is I would create first a book that's going to be a medium to high content book, and then I would join that with another part 2 series, which would be a workbook applying the knowledge that children learned in the actual ebook, applying that knowledge into a workbook, kind of activity-based worksheets for them to test their knowledge. Another way is, for example, you could also make a book to do with programming exercises for kids 8 to 12, beginner friendly, where each book would be a set of 30, 40, 60 exercises, and each exercise would be featured on that one page, where you would have, everything that the child would need, and then the method of how to do this programming exercise. Just make it super user friendly. You could write it yourself, and if you're not into programming, you can also use ChatGPT to structure the book in terms of table of contents, in terms of giving you guidelines. Now, don't copy and paste everything from ChatGPT to the actual ebook or to the actual book, because that's going to really get you in trouble later on down the track. But you can use it as inspiration. So the second keyword is programming for kids 8 to 12. Another thing is you need to keep in mind that the competition is very, very low, yet there are things that are selling, and there are things other than books, such as toys, such as tools as well, that are under this niche right here. So when you go ahead and create an activity book or a workbook or a actual dense comprehensive book, it's really going to stand out. So get on top of this niche, and let's have a look at the third keyword for the day, and it is the Autism Couples Workbook, and it has a keyword niche score of 45 by self-publishing titans and a keyword niche score of number 7 by Amazon Scout Pro Chrome extension. Now, Amazon Scout Pro Chrome extension gives you a keyword niche score scale between 1 to 9, 9 being the highest, which gives you the green light. So I'm quite happy with number 7, and it beautifully complements the 45. First of all, we have the total results under 1,000, which sits at 454. Also, the average bestseller rank is under 300,000, which is ideal, and it sits at an average of 87,742. We've got an average reviews of 1,188, and the average whooping high price of $20.64. So this is a comprehensive workbook to do with couples that are both either autistic, or there is one partner that is autistic, and then really helping them work through their relationship issues, giving giving them possibly guided prompts for them to work through, some maybe questions as well. So there are books under this that are selling, and it is extremely popular. This one, for example, has a bestseller score of 290,702, which is good, and it's called the Autism Relationship Workbook and How to Thrive in Friendship, Dating, and Love in terms of working with autism at the same time, because it can be quite challenging. Also, keep in mind the date that the book has been published. Keep in mind if there's any reviews as well. Try to read the reviews. And this one, for example, is under the category of parenting books on children with disabilities. So maybe this is a category that you can also look into to help you choose the right category for your book. So the autism couples workbook, great a keyword to stick to. Now let's head over to the fourth and the final keyword for the day, and it might be a trigger warning here for anyone dealing with infidelity. My apologies if that has triggered you. And this is a couples workbook for infidelity, and it has a whopping amazing great keyword niche score of 60. Total results are under 1000, which sits at 247. The bestseller rank is an average of 270,456, which is under 300,000, which is ideal, and I'm quite happy with that. There is an average reviews of 346 and an average price of $16.47. Now the keyword niche score given by Amazon Scout Pro Chrome extension, which is located at the bottom left corner, is number 8. Now number 9, as I said, is the highest. Number 8 complements nicely with the 60. So I'm quite happy with this niche. All the data prove that it is profitable, and this is more to do with a workbook to help couples dealing with infidelity and, kind of obviously wanting to continue in their relationship and work through that terrible thing to have to happen to anyone. So this one's, for example, an infidelity recovery workbook for couples, and this is an actual keyword that you can also go ahead and search to see the potential of the profitability of such a keyword. And also there is a couple of other ones that you'll be able to have a look at. There is also some interiors that you might be able to view in Creative Fabrica that have to do with a couple's workbook. It doesn't have to be exactly about infidelity, but it could be a workbook for couples that you can customize, and you can add in some sections as well. Now there's a couple of ways to go about this. Just go write workbook for couples and you'll be left with 16 results. Let's see how many of them are KDP interiors. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to filter KDP interiors, and we have a total of 13 interiors to do with couples relationship journal, couples workbook. Unfortunately, there's not much that I'm quite happy with, which if you want to make a passive income, you could also join Creative Fabrica, become a seller, and create your own interiors that you can sell on Creative Fabrica, which is a great income stream as well. So the fourth and the final keyword is couples workbook for infidelity, and you could actually approach this a couple of different ways, either through creating a comprehensive workbook that contains information, advice, strategies, psychological tips. Another way is to have prompt journals, creative prompts to help people and couples dealing with infidelity to really process their emotions and to target their focus on what to do next and how could they heal their relationship as well. Because remember, we're focusing on couples here, so this is customers that are willing to work on their relationship, not like split up. Then if you would like to create a workbook for couples or for individuals who faced infidelity, then it would be more of a self-care or self-love workbook for those who've dealt with narcissistic or toxic relationships, which is another profitable niche that we did go ahead and search for. So let's have a look at just a brief overview. So this one was couples workbook for infidelity, the fourth keyword. The third one was the autism couples workbook. The second was programming for kids 8 to 12. And firstly was video game development for kids. If you enjoyed today's video, like, share and subscribe. I'd love to have you on board. Take care and have a great day. Bye bye.